All right, back for another beer mail, and today I'll be unboxing a beer mail courtesy of a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Dan. So thank you very much, Dan. You know I appreciate it, good sir. Now, this whole beer mail came about because of a mutual friend of ours, and he's also a viewer of the channel. You guys know him as Jeff, aka No Jinx. Jeff actually sent me a text and was like, hey, are you going to pick up any of the re-release of Genesee Dream Ale, which is this beer right here? Other half decided to rebrew it slightly over a year ago. They did the original release of it. And I told him with the whole pandemic and everything, I haven't really been buying beer. And, you know, Other Half's about an hour, 45 minutes away from my house. So certainly not trekking that far for it. Not right now anyway. But he said, you know what? Dan is going to the release. And I was like, all right, I'm going to send Dan a text. And I did. And I was like, hey, Dan, any chance you could pick me up a can of it? And he's like, I got you, Joe. He's like, how many you want? And of course, I was just like, I want one can, Dan. I don't need a bunch of them. And he's like, all right, I got you. And I was like, all right, let me know what I owe you and I'll PayPal you and whatnot. And he's like, that's not how this works. And this is the type of dude that Dan is. Fantastic dude. He's also the type of dude where, you know, I was like, hey, could you pick this up? He's like, yeah. And he's like, mind if I send you a few more beers? And I'm like, yeah, I got kind of a bit on hand right now and I'm going through them all. But he's like, I'll just send you a couple. He sent me 6 other beers, so 7 in total. Dan, you are so generous. The generosity knows no bounds with you, and I thank you very much. I will definitely hook you back up, probably in the fall when things get cooler and maybe I start venturing out and picking up some more stuff, but I cannot thank him enough for all of these beers. So when I review this beer, the Other Half and Genesee Dream Ale, or whatever they call Genesee Dream Ale, this is the high density hop charge version, the HDHC version. So when I review it, I'm going to go more into detail about the beer itself. But let's just say the base of this is Genny Cream Ale, and then they give it the Dream treatment from Other Half, which is a shit ton of oats and a little bit of lactose, and then they hop the crap out of it. And yeah, I missed out on last year's release because they kind of just, it was a surprise release. It dropped on a Friday. I think they announced it like the prior Wednesday night. Couldn't get there. I didn't trade for it. I should have definitely traded for it and got a can because of the fact that Genny Cream Ale is like my go-to macro or like, you know, just pounder type of beer, the cheaper type of beer that, you know, when I want something just not to really think about, I crush them. And then obviously Other Half's one of my favorite breweries. So when it comes to this beer, I should have reviewed it last year. I did not, so I get the chance to try the HDHC version because of Dan. So thank you very much, Dan. I do appreciate it. Now, Dan also sent me 4 other half beers because he's went to some of the releases. This one over here, well, these 2 are both triple IPAs. This is Mystic Greens. I know nothing about it, but just know it's triple IPA. And then this is their Bloomfield Zoo, and this is also the HDHC version. And I remember Dan really liking this one. It wasn't the HDHC version, but he loved it. And I didn't get a chance to try the original, so I'm very pumped and excited to give both of these a go, but certainly this one because I've heard a lot of good things about it. He also sent me 2 hop forward beers. He sent me their Captain Crispies, which is a collaboration with Omni Polo, and this is, I believe, brewed with puffed rice. I have no idea anything about this beer other than that. Sounds very interesting. And then he sent me a Crunchy, and he sent me the Midnight Crunchy. Now, if you guys watch channel, you know I love the Crunchy series from Other Half. A lot of people are saying this is the best Crunchy beer that they've released in a long while. So 5 Other Half beers. I have not reviewed many Other Half beers on my channel over the past 6 months, so that's going to change in the near future. He also sent me a beer from the Warhorse Brewing Company, which is their Tricky Dick Stole My Beer. It's a milkshake IPA. They're brewing with lactose, pink guava puree, and pineapple puree. And yeah, it just sounds pretty good. I believe there's also vanilla in here. But yeah, milkshake IPA from Warhorse. I've had a couple from Warhorse, and they were hit or miss for me, but this one definitely sounds quite exciting, and I believe I've saved the best for last over here. Dan sent me a Black is Beautiful beer. Now, if you want to know about the movement, the cause, and the initiative, go to blackisbeautiful.beer. Everything about it is on the website. Over 1,000 breweries have participated in this collaboration. This is the Beer Tree Brew Company version, and I'm pretty excited to give this one go. This is my first Black is Beautiful beer, and yeah, I believe this is just like the base recipe. This is a collaboration. It's all started by Weathered Souls Brewing Company, and they put a base recipe out there, and a lot of people, you know, got together, a bunch of different breweries. Some breweries, though, did like adjuncts in it and different types of takes on the beer. But I believe this Beer Tree one is just the base recipe. I could be wrong. When I review it, I'll talk more about it. But really cool to get the chance to try one of these. So 5 other half beers, a Warhorse beer, and a Black is Beautiful beer. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Dan. I can't wait to get into all of these. I have a lot of beer that I'm still working my way through, but I'm going to try to get to these as soon as possible, especially the hop forward ones, so they don't fall off all that much. But yeah, be on the lookout for these beer reviews probably over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Like I said, I have a lot of reviews you're going to see over the next month that were from beer mail sent, you know, 3-4 months ago. So you'll probably see these end of August into mid-September, something like that. I'm hoping anyway. We'll see. Anyway, thanks again to Dan. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer mail. And until the next one, cheers.